Hello, welcome to this series of yoga classes for the phases of our cycle. My name's Bettina and today's class is for the autumn phase. So today's practice is really going to be about starting to let go. We're heading towards that phase of our cycle where we really need to slow down and turn inward, and we're not quite there yet. We're still feeling quite active. We still probably have this energy to burn, but in some ways the inner critic is coming up and making us direct the energy in negative ways. So today's class is about being able to direct that still quite high energy in a positive way, but also to let go of the baggage, to let go of that critical voice that in challenging poses can come up and say, you're not good enough, why are you doing this, why are you bothering? Because it's that voice that we want to let go of, so we can really tap into that true voice that sits within us that we'll really connect with in the next phase of the cycle during menstruation. So in today's class, there are going to be some challenging poses. We are going to be flowing a little bit slower though and holding things for a little bit longer. Now the reason for this is I want to give you that time to really relax into the pose and to let go and practice that physical letting go, which will help with the mental and emotional as well. But also we're going to hold in some challenging poses because that's when the interesting stuff tends to come up in our minds. And I think it's really important to practice consciously letting go of those emotions and feelings and thoughts that come up in this safe space on our mat, because when we go out into the world, we're so busy and we've got 1,000 things going on. And it can sometimes, when this stuff comes up, if we're not practiced at just letting it flow and letting it go, it can be really hard to do that. And instead we get caught up in it and suddenly we're believing it and we're acting on it. And that can be a really negative spiral to head into. All right, so let's get straight into it. We can get rid of the block if you're sitting up on one. And we're going to come into a kneel. So I'll show you side on to start. This is all you're basically doing. So tucking the toes under and coming up onto the knees. I will come back forwards. Now for some of us, if that's too strong, you can bring the hands in front of you to support. It is quite a foreign way for our feet to sit in this day and age. We're so used to wearing shoes and walking on flat surfaces, whereas once upon a time we'd wear no shoes and walk on all different surfaces. Our toes aren't used to this anymore. Already mine are starting to talk to me. Now we start with the physical and being able to let go here. So I know it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me too. But I also know that you have the power with the breath to breathe it away. And that's what I want you to do today. Just for another couple of breaths. Fill the lungs fully. Feel the uncomfortable sensation and breathe it away. Because I know you can. Well done. Let's come forward off the toes and just turn them over. You may like to even just give them a gentle stretch. I know mine tend to get a little bit crampy when we sit like that. But it's this premise of being able to just breathe away uncomfortable thoughts and sensations that we practice with the physical body. So the two start to go hand in hand, and you'll notice maybe even during that practice some negative thoughts about yourself. I can't do this. Why can't I do this? She's doing this. I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just forget this whole class. If that inner dialogue is starting to come up for you, start letting it go already. All right, let's bring the hands forward, tuck the toes under, find our down dog. Find the feet at hip distance, bend into the knees, lift the tailbone, press into the hands, let the head and neck relax. So we're going to stay in our down dog today for 5 full breaths. And again, already things may start coming up for you. So if you don't have an advanced practice, down dog may not be quite so comfortable. So this in itself may be challenging you. Perhaps you're thinking thoughts about why your hamstrings are screaming at you. Maybe your shoulders are starting to get tight.
See if you can breathe it out with a long exhale. So starting to make our exhale longer than our inhale now. Getting into this rhythm of really letting go. Inhale, slowly shift the body weight forward, coming to our plank. So you may have to adjust your stance. And then exhale all the way back through down dog. So nice and slow here. Inhale, shifting forwards. And exhale, drawing back. Once more, inhale, shifting forwards. And exhale, shifting back. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to chest. So engaging the core to lift it up. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, shifting forward. Right knee to right elbow. Engage the core, send it back. Cross the body. Inhale, right knee to left elbow. Send it back. So what's coming up for you right now? Tap into what's going on in your mind. I'm going to take the knees down and rest just for a moment. Sink the heart forward. So open up through that upper back and breathe. Let go here. Release through the head, release through the neck. And notice what thoughts are already running through your mind. Are they critical? Are they supportive? Whatever they are, let them go. Inhale, coming back up. Once again, coming back to your plank. And then exhaling, down dog. Inhale. And then exhale the leg forward, engage the core, press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Engage. Send it back. Moving forward, cross the body, left knee, right elbow. Send it back. Lower the leg down, inhale, shift the body weight forward. You can take the knees if you're getting tired here. If not, exhale all the way down to the floor, nice and slow. Inhale, release the feet, hands by the shoulders and just lift the heart space. So a gentle cobra here. And we're going to stay here and breathe for 2 breaths. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down. The hands really aren't doing much here. It's all in the back. And then slowly release down to the floor. Let the cheeks sink, let the arms go. Close the eyes, release the body. On your next inhale, rest time's over. Interlace the fingers, lift through the heart space. If that feels good, you can lift the legs as well. Coming into our locust, keep the breath flowing, so the lower belly should still be filling. Inhale, lift a little bit higher, and then exhale, let it go, opposite cheek, let everything sink into the floor. As you inhale, slowly rise. You've got some options now. You can either move back into cobra or locust, or you can move into half bow, so reaching around to one ankle and lifting, or if you like, move into full bow, drawing the knees in together, so pressing the feet into the hands so that they're lifting the heart as well as lifting the legs. And breathe. Don't hold the breath here. You may find your body starts to take a gentle rock. And exhale, slowly release down everything into the floor. And then bring the hands on either side of the shoulders. If you're strong enough to, you're going to press back up through plank. You can either do this on the feet or the knees, or just meet us all the way back in down dog. So if you're going through plank, nice and slow all the way back up, moving through down dog, pedaling it out, releasing through those hips. And now we're moving into our dolphin variation. So we bring the forearms down onto the earth. This is quite strong, and if you haven't practiced this before, it may feel quite foreign. So just go easy. You can work off the knees to start. So just lining the wrists and elbows up, and then lifting the hips when you're comfortable. Engage the core and keep pressing into the forearms, just like you press into the hands in down dog. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. And it may challenge, and it may bring up thoughts. They may be just nasty thoughts about me, or they may be about your body, about your practice, maybe even about your life. I want you to just breathe them away. And then slowly release down. Come back to your heart opener. Grip the arms forward, sink the chin or the forehead, and let it go. And then inhale, slowly coming back up. Let's peel back through down dog. And then inhale, lift the left leg. Bring the knee into the chest, step it forwards, and we come into our low lunge. So inhale, lift through the heart space, and see if you can lean a little bit further forward so that this back hip is really opening nicely. So keep inhaling, lifting the heart, and then exhaling, just leaning a little bit further forward. So you've got some options here. We're going to move into lizard pose, so rolling onto the outer blade of this front foot. You can lift the back leg up if you like to make it stronger. You can come down to the forearms, perhaps grabbing a block and working off a block if that feels good. Maybe even bringing the head onto a block so that the top half of the body can let go to allow the lower half of the body to open. So we know that, strange as it seems, when we release through the jaw, the shoulders, the entire upper body, that the lower body follows as a mirror. So if you're still holding this upper body tight, you're not going to be able to release as much through the lower body. So see if you can release through the top half. And then slowly come back up onto the forearms. Bring that foot back. Inhale, reach around and draw the foot in towards you. You want to come up and off that kneecap. It's going to be really uncomfortable if you're sitting too high up on it. So lean forwards and draw it in. Even push the foot into the hand, and we open up through the heart space. This feels like a beautiful stretch through the quad as well as through the heart. And then exhale, release it down. Take the foot now across the body as we prepare for our pigeon. Stretch the leg out behind you. Inhale through the heart. And then exhale, fold forwards. So you may bring the head down onto the block. If your hips are quite tight, the block can be helpful underneath so that it's supporting the hips so that there's not so much opening going on and it's not feeling so, this is really uncomfortable. But if your hips are open, or wherever you are really, just release yourself down and see if you can let go with the breath. So our hips tend to store our emotions, our past hurt. And sometimes when we get into this position, we can start feeling these emotions that we've stuffed down and not really dealt with, and they start coming up. So if you're finding anything coming up now, again, just find the breath and let it go. And then slowly release. So bring the hands back, tuck the back toes, and then lift all the way back. Let's move through three-legged dog, open out through the hip, Take a couple of circles with this leg and then release it down, pedal it out. Other side, inhale, lift, exhale, right leg steps forward, find your kneeling lunge. So again, lift and lengthen through the heart and see if you can lean a little bit further forward. So it's taking that weight a little bit further into the right foot. And then inhale, roll onto the blade, moving into lizard if that feels good for you, whichever option you like. And see if you can really release through the shoulders, the head, the neck. And then inhale, coming back up. So reaching the hand around, bending that back foot in. Pressing the foot into the hand to open up through the heart. Release the leg back, bring the hand back, shuffle that front foot across into our pigeon. Stretch the back leg out behind you, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, fold forward. So again, use the support of the block wherever you need it. And see if you can allow the body to completely let go. Let go of emotions, of fears, of any stresses that you're holding. And then slowly coming back up. I'm going to bring this back leg all the way around. Keep hold of your block. If you don't have a block, cushions will work, books. We're just going to move into what's called a supported fish pose. So working to open through that heart space. During this time of month, when our inner critic is coming up, we can sometimes want to close ourselves off from our friends and our partners. Maybe we're having conflict in those areas of our lives because of how we're feeling about ourselves. So opening up through the heart space is only something that's going to help us to maybe open up lines of communication with these people, and also open ourselves up to embracing that inner critic, to knowing that it's a part of ourselves that we can work with, we can listen to, but maybe not always take action on everything she says. So allow yourself to lie down. So now I'm practicing on quite a high side of the block. If you'd like, you can bring it onto a lower side and just allowing the upper half of the body to open. You can have a play with where the arms sit, opening up further. Breathing deeply into the belly, the side ribs and the top of the chest. And then when you're ready, just gently removing the block, allowing yourself to lie all the way down. Stretch the legs out, let the arms rest into the floor. Close the eyes down and settle into your final resting pose for today's class. Let the body sink. Give yourself permission to start taking more regular time for rest, for slowing down when you need to, and for knowing that when you're starting to get stressed and anxious, even angry, that it's a time to slow down.
that you need to take some time to pause, to reconnect, and to do something that makes you feel good. So take this time now, quieten the mind, reconnect, and simply breathe. And then when you're ready to stretch the body out, roll to the left, the feminine side. Give yourself a few moments to come back. And then slowly bring the body back to sit. So thank you for joining me in today's practice. I hope that for this phase of the cycle, you've really been able to let go and go with where your body wants to take you. To allow this practice to let you examine how you're really feeling and to not try and hide those emotions, but just try to deal with them, acknowledge them, and let them go. So I really encourage you now to just do something that feels really good for you. This is a great time of your cycle to really be spoiling yourself and to really be treating yourself with a lot of care. So that as you head towards the darker and quieter times of your cycle, you're really already prepared and feeling good, so that the tiredness that comes is not going to be as bad because you've been really looking after yourself well. So it's been an honour to share these 4 classes with you. I really hope that they've shown you how to tap into the different energies of your cycle and help you to connect with what your body's doing so that you can really start to honour what's going on within yourself so that you can help yourself to feel better each and every day. Thank you for joining me for these classes. I hope that you've enjoyed them, and I hope that you join me on the mat again very soon. Namaste.